Today I fucked up by not being able to notice subtle hints. I was reminded of this by a recent post on here and commented on there, but I'm sure that will be buried. This was not today, this was almost 25 years ago. When I was 18 I went to a water park with friends. There was one part where you jump on this trampoline while also strapped into some bungee cord-like thing from above. Me and a couple of my friends decided to try it out. My two friends went first and there was a girl that I would have said was 18 or 19 working there. She handed the harness thing to my friends as they went up, they strapped in and did their thing. I went up and went to grab the harness and she just told me she would help me with it. Not sure why the process required her to rub my upper inner thighs so much while putting it on and taking off, but somehow it did. After she made small talk and said something along the lines of asking me to come meet her when the park closed. I told her my friend drove and she said she could give me a ride and she only lived a little bit away from the park. I said something non-committal and went off with my friends. I asked my friend that drove if we could hang out a little longer than we were planning until close, but he said he couldn't stay that late because he had to be up early. I didn't want to be without my ride, so I shrugged it off and left with them a bit later. Later that night they were asking me about the cute trampoline girl because it looked like we were flirting pretty hard to them. I told them the entire story and their jaws dropped and they just looked at me like I was the biggest idiot in the world. They wanted to know why the hell I was riding home with them instead of having sex with a really cute water park worker. I told them that I doubted she was interested in me like that and they spent the rest of the car ride home. We lived about an hour away. Explaining that apparently girls don't find excuses to feel up guys they aren't interested in. Shockingly, I remained a virgin for a bit longer after that night. It took a girl that had been flirting with me at multiple college parties getting tired of waiting for me to pick up hints to end that streak. Near the middle of one party that we ended up at together for like the third weekend in a row, she just grabbed my hand and pulled me out the door saying, "Come on." I asked her where we were going and she told me to buy condoms and then back to my place to fuck. That is about the level of subtlety that I am able to pick up. Too long did not read. Thought cute girl rubbing my thighs in public was just being helpful, remained virgin. To buy condoms and then back to my place to fuck, enthusiastic consent. Well done. Well, it took 28 years for me to notice a girl was interested in me, and it only happened because she put her hand inside my pants and grabbed my penis. I'm still married with her. No, you did what makes sense. Sure. This could have been sex, but it also could have been you being stranded at the park because your friends left hours ago and you were unable to find trampoline girl at the end of the day. Imagine that it's maybe due to the fact that I'm reading this as a female, but I find her behavior creepy. If the gender roles were reversed, this would end you on R, let's not meet or something. Don't worry up, when I started dating my now wife I said to her, I don't pick up on subtle hints or subtext because I am a dumb man. I say what I mean and I expect the same. Sometime later she got mad at me for a reason I couldn't fathom and she stopped complaining and said, "Oh. You really meant it. You don't understand what I was hinting at." Nope. Am I still in trouble? No. Been happily married for 4 years now and she still has to spell everything out for me. I'd laugh, but I have been equally as oblivious multiple times. I'm hardly even exaggerating there either. So, we're all assuming op is packin', right? Right? 'Cause lemme tell you, ain't nobody ever come up to me, fondle my tic-tacs and then still offer me a ride. My wife is this level of oblivious. We just hit 20 years. She still doesn't get it when she's being hit on, which while I don't worry about her in general, is still a nice added assurance that she'll be faithful. Tears of joy. TIFU. I'm the biggest idiot on this planet. Throwaway account for obvious reasons. My girlfriend probably won't ever have sex with me again, or at least for weeks. Today me, M29, and my girlfriend, F25, we're getting saucy on the bed. And me knowing she loves when I rim her, so she goes on her fours, ready to receive. As I get my tongue in there, pretty soon out of nowhere she rips out this ungodly big fart right on my face and in my mouth. I felt like vomiting, but knowing that the poor girl is probably in a shock from the shame, she didn't flinch, just stayed there silent in shock. And I tried to make her feel better and not so embarrassed. My dumbass thought this was a good thing to say to lighten up the situation. Tastes like your mother's cooking. Is that tuna I taste? She jumps from the bed, crying, bawling her eyes out while running to the bathroom. And she stays there for a good while. I'm behind the door, apologizing and telling her that it's okay. It happens and it's just human body doing its thing. I don't hear anything from the bathroom. Then I make the situation even worse. I feel a fart coming, then I rip out one and say, "Look. It's normal. It's just fart." And she hasn't hear me fart ever. Probably I don't want to do that around her. But yeah, I start hearing loud crying again from the bathroom. She was there for over an hour and right now she's staying in the bedroom and won't come out. TF is wrong with me. Too long did not read. Girlfriend farted in my mouth accidentally. I threw a joke about it and she's been crying non-stop and won't come out of the bedroom. And #X200B. Edit. Goddamn. This blew up, like my girlfriend in my face LMAO. Jokes aside, we've talked it through. She's now fine and able to laugh about it. Only thing that she's mildly annoyed about is that now whenever she's eating her mother's cooking, she's gonna think about her own farts and shit LMAO. And she asked, "Why did you have to say tuna? I fucking love tuna. I've read all of your comments and I'm gonna comment on some. I've had a good laugh too, some funny stuff there. Some awful comments too. Few things I wanna say. Some of you shouldn't be in a relationship or start one at all. Leave my girlfriend alone. She's a very smart and sensible woman. She's not rigid bitch, or drama queen, or anything like that." The moment was just hugely embarrassing for her and she was afraid that I'm not gonna want her anymore after this. She's had some self-esteem issues but she's not making me suffer from them through her insecurities. And I'm always there for her. Sure, getting a fart in my mouth was gross but it's not the end of the world. I just felt really bad for her because I knew she'd feel super embarrassed, so a bad taste in my mouth didn't feel that big compared to her pain. Then to you people who are kink-shaming us, grow up and get over your own issues. It's year 2021, eating your partner's ass out is not much out of ordinary. I feel pity for you people if you can't try different things with your partner. The rest of you, you're goddamn hilarious lol. What the fuck did I just read? If you're doing the butt stuffs, ya gotta be ready for the butt stuffs mishaps. If I farted in someone's mouth I would be worried they'd never want to sleep with me again. Not the other way around. How do you get to a point in your relationship where rimming is just run-of-the-mill but you've never heard each other fart? Like logistically, what did you expect was going to happen? Someday you'll be married till death do you fart. I'm guessing it's more the tuna reference than the fart. Let me get this straight. She farts in your mouth, and she's the victim? Are we on Earth? I'm done with the internet for today. Today I fucked up by not eating for days and almost dying. So, I have depression and sometimes I am too depressed to eat anything. I'm also on medication for ADHD, and a side effect of that is a loss of appetite. The combination of these two things enables me to fast for days without even realizing I'm hungry or need food. This week I fasted for maybe 3 days. Yesterday I woke up to a rapid heart rate. I didn't really think much of it and thought maybe I was dehydrated or something, so I drank water and went back to bed. Eventually I woke up again, but this time my vision was blurry, and I was a bit confused. Part of me knew it was probably low blood sugar, but I didn't really have the rational thought, so I kind of just stayed there for a bit. At some point I tried to get my phone to Google symptoms, but I was too weak and I was so out of it that I could barely understand what I was even doing. I don't know if I could even read or comprehend text. I started to drift in and out of consciousness and have hallucinations. At that point I realized I needed help immediately, and instead of calling an ambulance like a sane person I decided I would use all the strength I had to drag myself to the kitchen and drink as much cream soda as I could in hopes of raising my blood sugar. I felt really nauseous, and after a couple minutes I threw it all up. I kept drinking more soda and throwing it up until I had enough strength to go back to bed and I passed out. When I woke up I googled about it and apparently my blood sugar was so low that I could have gone into a coma. I live alone, so if this did happen, I could likely die and go days without anyone even knowing about it. Too long did not read. I stopped eating for 3 days, and eventually my blood sugar dropped so low I almost slipped into a coma, and if I did, nobody would have found me because I live alone. Edit. I know fasting for 3 days doesn't normally cause this. I didn't mention any other health conditions I have because I didn't think there would be assholes in the comments saying that I'm weak or being a hypochondriac. Grow up. Sounds rough, man. And dangerous. You should talk to your doctor about your depression if you haven't already. You might need your medicine adjusted. Try nutritious drink, like the one given to elderly that have both calories and nutritionally helpful. I used this, soups when I couldn't eat meals. Take care. I know it's not easy, but you probably ought to try talking to someone about your depression. If it's affecting you badly enough that you're not eating, that's dangerous. However, I would say try looking into protein, meal replacement shakes. They're not a permanent or complete fix, but they're a good way of easily getting a few hundred calories into you when you don't think you can summon up the effort to eat or prep food. Good luck, try and take care of yourself as best you can. You should go see a doc. Most people without underlying conditions and have a normal body weight can fast for 5–7 days without blood sugar dropping to dangerous levels. Your body naturally enters ketosis if no glucose is available in the liver. You really should see a doctor and understand what's up. I know that feel, believe me. A good tip I use is having a reminder in my phone to eat something with my medication, so at minimum I get something to eat. Try to force down some food even if you aren't hungry. You know what a healthy person should be able to eat in a day, so find some balance. I am also quite bad at eating when I need to, similar but not exactly the same situation. I once lost 20 pounds in about 10 days. Weird, but it was bad. Have you tried liquids? Cup of soup, cup ramen, smoothies, even juice can help get your energy up a bit. Drinking something has always been easier for me than eating. Ensure or meal replacement drinks are also very helpful. Look out for yourself, friend. I want you to do something for me. Set a recurring series of timers on your phone. Every few hours. Use those to remind yourself to eat. Maybe you won't need to eat every time, but it'll remind you to think about it. I don't want this happening again. Set timers for yourself, please. Do it for a random internet mom. Definitely keep protein shakes on you. Shove them down to at least get something. Last year I was so stressed out. High stress career, COVID wedding which was a disaster, upcoming 6th major knee surgery. I hadn't been eating and my ulcers were bad. I ended up going into starvation ketoacidosis and was in the ICU for a week. I wasn't intentionally not eating, I just was getting sick a lot from the stress. I hope you feel better, that's so scary. Today I fucked up by paying $2,000 to a scammer for a laptop and a graphic card using crypto. This happened on last Friday. So my semester at the university begins next month. I've been looking to buy a laptop because recently sold my old one which was really slow. I've been browsing on OLX lately for a second-hand Dell XPS laptop and I found one for only $800 that I liked. So I messaged the seller and he texts me back to continue the chat on what app. I agreed because the OLX chat is a bit inconsistent with notifications. I asked him to meet up, but he says they are a retailer outside of my current region. They are in the UK according to his WhatsApp business profile. So they can only ship it. First red flag. I felt bit uncomfortable but asked for assurance that if any went wrong they would cover it, and obviously he assured me everything was cool so I agreed to buy it. First mistake. Next he tells me regarding the payment it has to be done in crypto for orders below £1,000. For some stupid reason I fall for it and agree to pay. After being done with the payment, he assured me that shipping would be done in 2 days. The courier sent me an email that my package was on the way and I was happy. Next day morning he messages me that there's another shipment that he was shipping to my country, so he asked me if I was interested in RTX 3060 graphic card. I had showed interest and asked him the price for it earlier. So I negotiated the price for it and we came to an agreement that I'd pay $650, rated below MSRP. For an RTX 3060 I was over the moon with the purchase because I'd be able to resell it here in my country for much higher price. Yes, I am aware of the market prices. A few hours later the shipper had apparently shipped the items, so I received an email from the courier that I'd have to pay about $750 in customs, tax and delivery charges for both the items, and if I didn't, my products would be lost. My stupid ass actually believed it and panicked. So somehow I gathered the money from my friends and paid the shipping charges. The seller was happy and said I'd receive both the products on Monday, tomorrow at the time I am writing this. Here's where I felt very suspicious. I asked the seller for receipt multiple times but they dodged the questions and finally they said that I'd get it once the product would be shipped. This got even more suspicious, so looked up the courier's website. Upon some digging I found that the website was a complete rip-off from a courier company City Print in the UK, and they are hosting a fake trading website on the same server they are hosting their courier site. Now I completely panicked, feeling so lost and depressed. I contacted the person and confronted them about it. There was no reply, so I tried calling. Immediately they blocked my phone number. Now not only have I lost $2,000 but I'm in debt, depressed, feeling ashamed, and I got no laptop that I can use for my university. I can't even believe that a person like me in computer science major could fall for such BS. I don't even know who to talk to. I currently work at a job that I can barely save up any money. I've been saving up $1,500 for over a year now and it's all gone. Fuck me. Too long did not read. Paid the scammer $2,000 to buy a laptop and a graphic card via crypto and the red flags hit me once the payment was done and now I'm in debt because I'm a dumbass. Edit. Added a word. Edit 2. For people who think I'm a bot, here's a proof of the transaction to the scammer's wallet. Scammer's wallet transaction history. Just respond to those who think I'm a scalper. Here's what I found on the meaning of GPU scalper. I was not even looking exhaust their stock. Look, I'm a student. I was quoted a price below MSRP and to me it seemed like a great deal. I was planning to sell them 10% higher than MSRP, which is more than generous compared to the current market price in my country. Edit 3. For those who think, I made this post so that someone might send me a new laptop or cash. This was never my intention. I simply wanted to share my story so that it might help someone in the future. Hello, Nigerian Prince here. Wow. Real today I fucked up there, but also a real important life lesson as well. Never ever pay for an item you can't afford to write off with a payment method that isn't protected. If I am getting this right, you wanted the 3060 so you can scalp it. Bro, that sucks. Won't make that mistake again, I bet. My advice, get a used Xeon workstation with 5-year-old card for yourself. If you need a laptop for portability, focus on one with NVMe and integrated graphics. Either option should be $400,500. You can spend your first year learning your lesson over and over again, but either option should be enough to get you through. Bro, Black Friday, WTF. I just can't believe how people can fall for such obvious scams. How could you have possibly thought that paying via crypto to a random stranger was a safe method that you could ever be refunded if needed? Big yikes from me. How do people fall for this type of stuff? If it sounds too good to be true, it is.